You should have a honing steel too.
Right, let's talk about the steel.
The honing steel.
What do we do with this thing?
Well, you're honing your knife. You don't really. A lot of people think this is a sharpener. It's actually not. A sharpener is another tool we have right over there. There's. You can talk about that definitely.
Okay.
Because that's the first time I've seen one of those.
This is a Spyderco multi-armed sharpener. And there are a lot of different sharpeners available on the market. There are mechanical ones, there are the manual ones, there are very simple ones. It's really a matter of taste. With this, this is not a sharpener, it's just a hone. And what this does is it simply rearranges the metal on the end of the knife. It doesn't actually remove steel.
Well, it kind of resets the bevel.
So you just run your knife over it at approximately a 20-degree angle. You're trying to go for, here's 90, here's 45. Try to hit that 20 degrees.
And what's really important is to maintain that same angle, because you don't want to have different angles because you're going to mess up that bevel.
Right, because you want a nice, even, consistent blade. These sharpeners, you're actually trying to take metal off to get the metal to a certain angle. And these Spyderco systems, they have the arms to protect your hands so you don't accidentally slip off and cut yourself. And you go pretty fast in doing this. What you're trying to do is you're trying to get a set angle and then a little back bevel. So there's another set of angles here to change it, to get that angle. And it has the metal blades and the ceramic blades so that you can decide.
That's more for finishing.
This is finishing, and this gives you a very clean, smooth surface.
Because I have I think it's about a 4,000 grit stone to finish it, and it's like it's so smooth. But
and then you can just lay your knife down on the food, and it just cuts right through it because it's such a smooth, even. This one is more for the rugged knife sharpening. Take it, and you just run it over a few times, and it gives you a nice sharp edge. Resets the blade to that angle. But it's very aggressive in taking off steel, and you know, if you look at it, you'll get a little steel dust on it, and you want to clean it off before you use it on food.
Yeah, I mean, I would use those only in extreme emergency. After you sharpen it and you use the wrong angle to reset the blade. I mean, for general sharpening, I mean, you paid $100 for your knife, and you don't want to grind off that metal. You like that? You love this?
Yeah, it gives you a really nice, quick, sharp edge.
On the honing, you know, a lot of people might be afraid to go towards their hand, even though, you know, you got a dart there that's, you know, protects your hand. And as long as that knife is on this honing steel, you're fine. You lift it up, well, you're going to lose your knuckle and you're driving you to the hospital.
Yeah, I think I need to now.
No, if not.
They have good health insurance.
Yeah. But if you're afraid to do it towards yourself, what I also suggest you can do.
Notice the hands went behind the back.
Yeah. Yeah, keep him away from me because I might whack him off. Yeah, then again, check your...
No whacking off.
Check the sharpness of your blade. Don't run your finger up and down and just see if it catches your skin.
Yeah, I've seen him do it on the nail where you just...
Yeah, it
tests how sharp the knife is because it grabs.
But generally, a few strokes on the honing steel, and if you maintain a nice sharp edge, it also makes a safer knife, because a dull knife is a dangerous knife because you can apply a lot more pressure, and I guarantee you, it's not going to cut the carrot, but it's going to cut your finger.
Yes, you don't want to get into the business of sawing. You want delicate, clean cuts. So let's talk about cutting now. Now, before we get to the vegetables, what have we done to the surface of our board?
I don't know. What did you do? I was.
You weren't here.
No, I was out bicycle riding.
Always clean your surface. Always, always, always make sure you have a nice, clean, sanitized surface. Okay. Sanitizer fluid. Let's talk about that.
I was going to say, clean is good, but sanitize is better.
Okay, so what do I do to sanitize this board?
Well, I normally would wash it off with soap and water, take a scrubber, then rinse it off, and then I like to use just bleach
Okay, do I
but
just
not straight.
pour a bottle of bleach on there?
No, that wouldn't be safe. Then you get bleach poisoning. You don't want to poison yourself with bleach, you know. It's about a tablespoon per, what is it? No, it's 2 tablespoons per gallon.
Okay.
So
if you're using a quart, that's about a half a tablespoon.
yeah, so that way it's still safe for human consumption, because if some stays on the board, it gets on the vegetables, you're not gonna kill your family and friends.
Right. And you don't have to go out and buy expensive sanitizers, like, you don't have to go to get a Lysol kitchen cleaner. You can, and that works very well. But you can just go down to Home Depot or one of the other hardware stores and get yourself a little spray bottle and just fill it with some water and put a little bleach in, shake it up, and you're raring to go. And it works very well to get the surfaces nice and germ-free.
What they often use in the business, they have a little bleach bucket where you have a half a gallon of water with some bleach towels in it, where you can wipe. You keep it under your station. That way, wring it out, wipe down your station, and wring it out, rinse it out, and put it back in your bucket, so you always have a clean and sanitized area.
Right. Okay, so we got a nice, clean, sanitized board.
Mm-hmm.
We've got vegetables that have been washed. The carrots have been peeled.
Yeah.
Now what?
Well, let's just step back a little bit. You mentioned wash, because you know what? In my experience, I've read many cookbooks, and you know what? None of them ever mention to wash. They just say take celery and chop it. You know, well, and I think they should say wash and then chop. Mise en place. All right. So you got celery. I don't know. Where'd you go? I don't know. That's my tongue.
This is actually a Le Cordon Bleu towel that I got from one of the Cordon Bleu chefs. It's getting a little ratty, but it's still great.
Yeah. All right. Now, for cutting. You know, before we cut, you know what? We need to talk about positioning of your body.
Positioning is very important.
Because if you're going to be, well, in the industry, you're going to be cutting for many hours, and you're going to have a nice relaxed stand about shoulder wide. I generally have my feet down, toes kind of pointing out a little bit, and just relax, the shoulders relaxed, and then bring your hands up. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to imagine an X on your cutting board, because on this line here of the X, I'm going to bring in the food product, and then on this X, you know, we have the blade that chops.
Okay.
Then, so we're almost ready to chop, but we want to hold the knife properly. And I've seen many people holding the knife like this, and that's not very safe, because it takes a lot of strength to hold on to it, to keep it steady. Or this, the same thing. Or this guy here.
Well, plus, if you hold the knife back on the handle like this, it's not weighted right. If you hold it up in the center, it's weighted correctly, so it balances.
Exactly. Well, and you know, we chef people, we're control freaks, and it's all about control. Again, you're controlling the knife. So I call this the wraparound grip. You wrap 3 fingers around the handle, then your middle finger or social finger is right up against the heel of the knife, and then the thumb and the pointer finger are kind of steadying the blade. That way I can hold onto the knife without using a lot of strength. And then the hand that is going to hold the vegetables, we call that, you know what
The claw.
The claw, yeah. Where you curl your fingers in and hold your product, and key is to get more than you can actually handle. Alright, and then your knife should right up against your knuckles here. That's your guide. Okay, the claw guides the knife so you can chop, and this is the pivot point, and it's the pass-through technique.
Okay.
Alright?
And I noticed you did that without cutting off your thumb. That was brilliant.
Yeah.
How did you avoid cutting off your thumb when you're holding the food like that?
Well, the key is to keep the thumb back. Alright, if I hold my food here, my thumb is always in the back, because if I hold it over here, it's going to get under the blade. So, no, I always try to keep it behind that pointer finger, whether it's way back here or just gently. So, and again, to have that line here, that's something I forgot to explain earlier. You know what? You have free movement. If you have the hand in front of you, and then you only have a big belly like me, it gets in the way.
So you don't want to be working with somebody very close up to you like that.
No, I was going to say, excuse me, could you give me some space here? Because you might get cut.